Welcome, everyone. I am Tommy D, and this is the Code Hard Facts Wrestling Podcast. And I did not come alone. We have new co-host, as you may have seen if you're part of the page. One of those co-hosts is Mr. Trey here from Elite Marks. How are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing tonight, Tommy D?
Y'all may know Mr. Trey here from the promo scene. We also have another one, and that is everyone knows Batsy.
Hello.
Betsy's been on plenty of podcasts with me and other people along the way. We're gonna go ahead and start this thing off right, and we're gonna go ahead and start it off like about how AEW started off. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into the big talk of the week. We'll go ahead and kill that before we get smacked with copyright infringement, because I know we do not own the copyrights to that. So CM Punk finally makes a return after 7 years. Not gets the biggest fucking pop I've seen in a long ass time. I've not seen a pop like that probably since RVD beat Cena for the for the WWE Championship. It's been about that long. It's been a long time since a big pop like that happened. Couldn't even hear his fucking music.
I loved it.
People blame the producing. I don't. I think it's just they were that
what's
loud.
Is that you can definitely tell those pops were real if you watch like other footages from like at the event compared to WWE's bullshit.
Yeah.
That was real shit, and that's what I liked about it. And I was happy. I marked.
Oh, it was crazy.
No, I marked out totally. I think us as wrestling fans, we've become very cynical and we critique everything, but we always stick around for moments like what happened on Friday night, because I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps just talking about it. I was very excited, and I'm a huge CM Punk fan, so yeah, I was pretty pumped about it.
Oh,
me too. I'm a huge CM Punk fan. A couple of things I want to touch on about CM Punk coming back. We're going to touch on the number one thing of some of the people that I've been arguing with, and it's even guys in my locker room. I ain't gonna say argue, but we've been debating. There's been a couple of diversions between us. I am on the fence. I'm not on the fence, but my opinion is CM Punk is 100% in shape. He's 100% in ring shape. He is not stupid enough to wait 7 years and make this big return and come in half-assed. Yep. The guys at Heels, he works for those guys over at Heels on the what is that, Stars it's on.
Yeah, the show on Stars, yeah.
The show on Stars. I'll read an interview with those guys that this is even before he came back to AEW. This is what kind of gave me the sense that he was coming back. Was this guy said, I don't know who he's been training with or if he's been working in secret, but it's like he never got out of the ring. It's like he's a veteran that's been working the entire time and never took a 7-year break. Everyone knows that ring rust is a real thing.
Oh yeah.
Now let me explain to some marks. Let's go ahead and get this out. What the fuck ring rust really is, guys. Ring rust does not mean that you're not in shape. Ring rust does not mean that you can't take a bump. It does not mean that you are weak in cardio or anything like that. Ring rust is from you hitting the ropes and getting your ass beat from those fucking ropes. You can't. That's ring rust. That is what they mean when they mean ring rust. They're not talking about out of shape, can't.
Yeah, or getting gassed.
Or getting gassed or anything like that, or still don't have it. They're talking about the physical, the toe that everyone brags about of being a professional wrestler, which is hitting those ropes. And it don't hurt that you hit them once. It hurts that you hit them 30 fucking times.
Oh, yeah.
Over a long period of time. That is what they mean by ring rust.
Yeah.
I seen the picture today with him being posted with Aleister Black. Can I still call him Aleister Black? I guess I can.
I do the same thing. Yeah.
And one of my guys in there said, well, there's a difference between cardio and that. Okay, here's the thing also. If he's doing MMA training, that's way more intense than what you would train to be a professional wrestler.
Absolutely. That's the point I was going to bring up. They go through probably the hardest training of any athlete there is. That includes boxers, NFL players, football camp, anything you can think of. I mean, if you've ever watched any of the Ultimate Fighter programs, you'll see guys passing out left and right, and it is very, very intense. So the guy has stayed in shape, and
wrestlers also can pace themselves. That's why 65-year-old men guys can get in there and still do this shit. It's because they
just work the crowd, work the crowd and work a hold.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired. Woo, let me put a wrist lock on and take a breath. You're not doing that if you're in a cage fight, buddy. There's
Right.
no
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
like that. So
Chin lock.
chin lock.
You can't ever forget the bear hug, man. The bear hug is the ultimate rest spot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's got to be, man.
Let me rest
Yeah.
my shoulder.
Yeah. Here, let me hold you.
Let me hold you.
Yeah.
You could just sit on their face too. Sometimes when they put them in a lock, you can just sit on their face. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey man, give me 2 minutes. I'll be back on. Like, yeah, let's work a hope spot here.
The next thing I want to talk about is AEW's production.
Mhm.
So many people gave AEW's production shit about the fact they couldn't hear the music that well. Some people didn't like the fact that they picked Cult Up Personality and they didn't use his older song. I'm like, dude, if they'd have done that would have set up flags like hell because they would have got copyrights from WWE.
Are we?
Yeah, and Cold Personality is actually his, older song. Go ahead.
Theme. Originally, they were supposed to do that for Randy Orton. There's one fucking footage out there where you actually can hear that song being played for Randy Orton when he came out, and never used it again. And so, of course, they're gonna cycle it and give it.
Yeah,
that shit is so not fit Randy Orton.
No, but I'll tell you
that song that fits Randy.
I hear voices.
I know, but when that song first came out, I absolutely hated it. And to defend myself, Randy Orton in an interview talked about how he hated it too. And it grows on you a little bit, but when I first heard that song, I was like, this is awful.
It sounds so fucking cheesy. It just sounds like someone created this for a fucking wrestler back in the early 2000s. They were like, oh, we're gonna bring it out.
Yeah.
It does, but it also, I don't know, every time I hear that song,
it goes with the character.
The thing I always think about is Cena winning that championship and holding it up, and then Punk's music hitting, and it was that, and he walked out and hold that belt up in his face, because I hated Cena. I was so anti-Cena. And like Punk was basically the new age Steve Austin for me. So like that's like the basically the closest we were getting to Steve Austin again was Punk.
Yeah.
He's so anti-establishment and shit like that. So the next thing we're going to talk about before we take a break real quick is we're going to talk about his promo real fast. Some people feel like that he didn't. Oh, as Booker T, as a matter of fact, Mr. King Booker decided to say that he missed completely on his promo, and I don't know what Booker is on these days, but Booker's saying a lot of stupid shit here lately.
He sounds like a company yes man every time he opens his mouth outside of the company.
It almost reminds me of the fucking coach. Don't you remember what an ass kiss coach was?
Yeah,
that's what Booker's turning into.
That's exactly what Booker's turned into, and Booker's putting himself in a position if the WWE were to ever cut him like they've been doing left and right. He's putting himself in a box a little bit, in my opinion. And I don't feel like Booker's that type of guy, but something over the course of the last few years, this is not the first time he's came out with comments like this or kind of bashing AEW.
Yeah, he's almost sour in some kind of way. Like, I don't understand that. Booker's left before.
He didn't get a contract and everybody else did.
Yeah, he's like, where's my deal, AEW?
Well, stop doing shit like shucky duckies and shit like that, and someone might take
quack quack. Yeah,
you know, like
And so I can I mean, it's just every single time that he fucking opens his mouth, I just get so irritated because I'm just like, can you just say something positive for once? Like,
sounds like a company yes man, but at the same time, when somebody like Bret Hart opens his mouth, I think it's hilarious, and a lot of people get really annoyed with Bret Hart.
I can't stand Bret Hart, dude. Cannot stand him every time. Let's just go ahead and put it out there so we'll know, since we're going to be doing podcasts together. I hate the entire fucking Hart family just about except for Owen. Owen is the only one.
Owen was, I was going to say, like, dude, Owen, come on.
Shots fired.
No, I don't know. Now, their daddy and stuff, of course, was a legend because he trained all these guys and stuff, but I never got to watch his daddy wrestle in my time. But the guys that I got to watch in my time always thought they were better than they really was. And they don't even think it. Their family believes this shit. Like, they act like the British Bulldog was a fucking god. He was not that big of a deal when he was active.
Owen better than Bret. I'm sorry.
He always has been. Owen is miles ahead of Bret.
All the way up until he passed away. Like, I
like them both. I think Owens could do stuff that Bret couldn't do, but I thought Bret told an excellent story in the ring. I will say that. And I'm sorry, but that 97 run with Bret, with against Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels. Oh my God, that was gold to me. I
Guys,
loved it. I ate it up.
I
You
just,
didn't like the Canada versus US stuff?
it was, of course I was young, I was like, oh my God, USA.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I was just more for like who was my favorite wrestler. Like, yeah, I didn't really get into Stone Cold until Stone Cold became Stone Cold.
Well, I'm old as shit, so I was like, and I think I was a freshman in high school when all that stuff was going down. So,
I mean, I was like, I started wrestling around, like, watching wrestling around like 96, 97. So,
okay.
Like, closer to the beginning of the Attitude Era, and
yeah.
Like the old, like logos and shit like that. I was still watching it, but I liked Owen Hart, and Owen Hart still has my heart.
Owen was great. Owen really was great. He did have more personality than Brett. I will say that.
I like Owen for a lot of reasons. I love Owen for the person that Owen was. The things that
you're right, and you've heard it. Yeah, you've heard it in so many podcasts.
Yeah, and it's fucking
the pranks, the ribs, and everything too.
Bret Hart to this day, 60-something years old and sour as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely sour. Like
I think
4 out of 10. This
still gets the spotlight, and he doesn't.
And that gets on my nerves just as bad. And the reason why is because I don't know. Here's the thing: when I watched Brett's documentary that they did on, I think it was A&E. Yeah, they was doing all those documentaries.
Yep.
Like the biggest thing I noticed in the documentary was Brett would tell you a story, and then Nat would repeat the fucking story like she was there, like she fucking really knew.
I'll watch that Total Divas stuff with my wife sometimes, and she's cuckoo. Man, the woman is crazy.
Oh, whatever. She sleeps with her sister, but we even go. That's another story for another time.
No,
to get on down. Like that. Like I honestly think she's got the hots for her own uncles. Like that's how she acts.
She I mean, she does kind of act weird, man. That whole family is a little. They're a little bit different.
You hear like Jim Cornette talk about them. Like Jim Cornette describes the Hart family like the Munsters. Like basically, like, he said Stu would be in there cooking breakfast for everybody. There'd be a cat litter box up on the counter where he's cooking breakfast. Cat get up here, he'd slap the cat with a spatula, flip cat shit, then flip your burger. Like that is how they fucking lived. I could just imagine what their house probably smelled like. Like they was that type of family. Like,
and they had so many kids too. I'm like, geez.
Could you imagine being?
Have they ever heard of birth control? Like, good grief. How many kids do they have? 12.
We're going to train at the dungeon. Could you imagine walking through his? We're going to go train with the legendary Stu Hart, and you walk in, and there's cat shit everywhere, and there's litter boxes and 20 cats, and you're like,
that adds to the dungeon. Right. That just adds to the appeal.
They didn't give a shit about it.
Not only are you going to get stretched, but you're going to smell cat shit while you're getting stretched. That's the worst.
Let's talk real quick about what CM Punk said.
Cat shit while you're in a dungeon.
Oh my god.
Oh. Question.
All right, sorry, the podcast went off the rails there.
It's cool. It goes off the rails a lot. That's how podcasts work. When you put fans talking all this shit.
So. Oh, hey, while we're talking about Brett, just want to show you all that. Oh, look at that.
That's nasty.
Probably, sorry.
Coke tastes sour.
For some reason, this Coke tastes bitter. I don't know why. Ever since I put it in this koozie, it just tastes bitter. I don't know what's up with that.
I wonder.
It's like Coke's like they wanted me to put Pepsi over. Wanted me to put Pepsi over in Atlanta, and that wasn't happening.
Yeah. That's what. Well, don't give the son of a bitch creative control, and this won't happen.
Oh shit. Anyway, back to CM Punk. CM Punk. Some people. One of the reasons that Booker pointed out that his promo was a miss was because he took shots at WWE. Okay, here's the thing. This is my standpoint on it. The thing
he never mentioned them.
Well, the thing I hate, they don't never actually say the name. They don't never usually say the name.
They don't want to try to give him more promotion than what it is. They don't.
No, CM Punk's not the guy to rub wrong. He's going to eat you alive on the microphone next week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But my thing about it is that if I could point one thing I can't stand about AEW is the WWE shots on a constant basis.
I agree. There's no reason for it.
The Young Bucks can't cut a fucking promo, and then Jericho says stupid shit like, we're not worried about what they're doing over there. Dude, you're literally worried about it every time you fucking talk about the wrestling business.
There's always what happened in WWE.
But with that being said, what CM Punk said was not a fucking lie.
It wasn't.
They got him sick.
Yep.
He had staph in his body.
Yep.
He had so much staph and was on so many fucking antibiotics. He shit himself in the fucking ring, and they would not let him take the time off to heal himself.
And they fired him on his wedding day.
Right, and they fired him on his wedding day.
Imagine it was probably even worse than like the 90s and into the early 2000s. You saw guys wrestling hurt all the time. I mean, Stone Cold. I just remember as a kid, like, man, that guy wrestled all the time, hurt. Kurt Angle. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
The thing that irks me the most is that even if I don't like a professional wrestler, if he does something that's like real, I'll give him his fucking due. You can hate CM Punk all you want to, haters, but at the end of the day, here's the thing that really eats you alive about CM Punk, and I'm going to tell you what it is. When CM Punk told you fans it was not about the fucking money, he had to have good quality matches and work for a good quality company. When any other wrestler would have told you that, it was probably hogwash. They would have said, fuck WWE. WWE would have come out with a big contract. They would have signed in a fucking month. CM Punk set out of the wrestling business for 7 fucking years on top when he went out. He was not on bottom. He was on top. He was
going to have a program with Triple H, I believe, heading into Mania.
And because out of pride, he says, fuck that company. I'm not working for them inside the ring. He stuck to his guns for 7 fucking years. If you can't respect someone like that, you are just being a fucking straight up hater.
People want to try to say, compare differences between Punk's return and Edge's return. And I'm like, Edge had no fucking choice, but no.
We would have seen Edge until Edge literally would probably retired like 4 years ago or something and already be in the Hall of Fame and be done.
But he had no choice. But like, I was like, when I started seeing people were making comparisons, like, you guys are fucking dumb or not making, you're not really understanding the point here of why.
Let me ask y'all a question. Is there anything to change the mind of somebody who's very cynical of AEW and just Punk's return? I believe that there's really nothing AEW can do to impress those people. Or to get them. They're like WWE homers. It's like they even bitch about WWE, but yet they've got WWE's back ultimately.
Right.
Yeah. They're just gonna feel betrayal because he should have went back to WWE.
Right. Yeah, and if he had made that return to WWE, then it might have been a different story. I feel like.
It would have been. Oh, they would have praised the shit out of him if he'd have showed up in WWE.
Especially that would help their fucking ratings because they're shit right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Like, of course.
Yeah, I don't think they're even cared about ratings as much anymore. I think they've got their advertising dollars and they've got their money. They've got their Saudi shows.
Let me tell you where WWE makes their money at, and it's YouTube.
Really?
We live in a world today where live TV ratings is a fucking joke. That's why I laugh every time AEW fans bring them up because it's a fucking joke. What matters is who goes back and watches it after it was live. And that's how about 80% of wrestling fans watch wrestling now. No one hardly watches live anymore. They TiVo it. They watch one program live and they go back and they watch what they recorded back, or they just watch the highlights. But like for Raw, because Raw's so fucking miserable to watch, you don't want to sit there for 3 fucking
4 hours. We should be talking about that. That's going to 4 hours.
We're going to. It's going to get brought up. With
100 million subscribers that they have.
Yeah, they're like number 1 on YouTube.
They're making money. They're up there with PewDiePie.
That's because people just want to watch highlights, like you said. They don't want to sit through all
highlights and shit like that. But then they're doing something for Peacock to give them $1 billion.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
It's not what it used to be when I was growing up, and I try my best to sit through it, but it feels like torture. So then I'm like, well, what else is on? I'm gonna
see. And as Stump said, social media. I can't even look at my damn phone after a show if I have not watched it because it'll ruin it.
Dude, even my Google fucking tell me fucking results and shit.
My news will pop up and be like, oh, da happened. I'm like, why the fuck are you telling me that someone changed the Intercontinental Championship? Why the fuck are you telling me this in my news feed?
Even if you go on YouTube after everything, you instantly see like the fucking highlights and results right there in front of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're in the age of accessibility. It's very easy to get results, and like I said, you can just watch the highlights on YouTube. Is there a reason to sit through a 3-hour Raw when usually not a lot happens during a 3-hour Raw? I mean, I can y'all sit through a 3-hour Raw?
Dude,
like even a good Raw is still like wow, that was a good Raw, but that could have been like cut down to like an hour and a half.
If
Easily.
someone gave me a ticket for free to go to Raw, I'll go.
I mean,
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing. Like, they was in Kansas.
The live
and I would
experience
drive
is
it
a
2
lot of
hours
fun.
ago.
I mean, I'm still debating if I want to go to WrestleMania next year. I just want to go to see Undertaker because I know his ass is going to be in the Hall of Fame next year. And I want to see him. And access and everything else like that too.
Wow, there's a lot of we could really get into that. There's a lot of people I feel like that are missing from that Hall of Fame that should be in there. If we wanted to go off into the weeds and talk about that.
Well, that might be a future show. I know the WWE booking show we're going to do is going to be very, very interesting because that's going to be like 3 shows it's going to take just to get to the fucking roster they have. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back. And when we come back, we got a couple more subjects lined up for you guys. We'll be right back.
Cool.
Your winner! Your winner! Your winner! It's every promo fan's favorite saying, and now you too can start your day as a winner with the official RYK coffee mug. The RYK character coffee mug is now available and the perfect addition to your dinnerware. Whether it's a cup of hot joe, a nice microwave mug muffin, or even just holding pencils at your desk, you'll want the RYK coffee mug. These 9-ounce mugs will be shipping soon and quantities will be limited. They are available for the shipped price of $10 each, 2 for $15 or 5 for $30. Your winner, you.
Come on out to TDC's Crazy Truck Stop and Dance Emporium on 6204 Buncombe Road in St. Louis, Missouri. They may not all be cute, but at least they're naked.
They may not all be cute, but at least they naked.
Oh man, y'all got some awesome advertisers on here. I love it.
That one's great. FYI to the people that are watching and do not know, the Truckaparium is not a real thing. That is a gag. But the RYK coffee mugs is a 100% real thing. Get with Mr. Richard Burke, and he can hook you up. Pretty good quality. I drink out of mine all the time. Awesome. I take a sip and go, "You're a winner" all the time.
I'm still mad that he did not win a fucking contest though for the SummerSlam ring announcer.
Oh yeah,
I'm sad.
Yeah, they don't know what talent is.
They don't know what talent is. RYK is like talent.
One, and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't see any of her videos unless they did like a separate submission too for that contest. But it was all on TikTok for that. And I was like, okay, she's okay, but it's not RYK, so.
Right. I also got reached out to just now by Mr. Josh Steele, who is our other co-host. So maybe he will be coming along here soon. I told him to go ahead and just join up. He just got home. Yeah. So there is 4 of us. There's not 3 of us. There's actually 4 of us.
The 4 horsemen and a woman.
The 4 horsemen.
The 4
horsemen.
3 horsemen and a horse girl, female, whatever you want to say.
3 horsemen in a horse's ass, which would be still
3 horsemen and 1 girl. Sounds
Oh man.
Let's talk about SummerSlam really, really fast.
no. We're done. It's a shitty ass show. We're over with. Bye, guys.
I know some people liked it. I did not. I thought it fucking sucked. I don't like the way they did the Becky Lynch match. That was about the end. It was already boring to me, and that was when it hit that was about enough. This is what I told someone the other day in the chat room, and I was not joking. I would fall asleep after the entrance. Right at the end, my lady would nudge me, and I'd wake up just in time to see the end. Or she'd go, "Did you see that?" And I'm like, "Huh? What's going on?" And I look, "Oh, that's cool." And I laid my head back down. That's how interesting SummerSlam was.
It was bad.
It was bad. There's nothing. I was already not interested in Goldberg and Bobby Lashley. That shit's trash from the get go.
Oh, the booking, the way they booked that finish of that match, I was like, wow, really? Like this should have been like a quick 5-minute little match with Goldberg getting a little bit of offense in and Bobby Lashley just destroying him. But the worst, like Stump was bringing up, I didn't mind the Becky Lynch return because the situation was Sasha. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Patsy.
Why squash Bianca Belair?
That's what I'm getting to, is why you would invest so much time and money in a talent and have such a memorable moment at Mania, having her beat Sasha in a pretty damn good match. And then all summer long, you're building her as a top tier main event talent, female, and you destroyed all that within a matter of a couple of minutes. And I just thought it made her look really weak. And I think even if you do want to punish her, that just punishes yourself, basically.
I keep hearing the punishment thing, but like,
I don't feel like it's a punishment. I think
it's not a punishment. Everything I've read up on has been that Vince literally changed it at the very last moment.
Did she not no show events with Sasha Banks though?
No.
Or am I getting my okay? See, I thought that I had read that her and Sasha had both.
I did too, but I've not found no truth in it. Like I found,
okay,
and I have found a lot of truth in the fact that they said that Vince had changed it literally that day. Becky wasn't even supposed to show up at SummerSlam.
Bitch, hold up. I called it when I said, Vince is gonna make some last minute bullshit after fucking CM Punk returned.
That was a clear example, and I'm sorry, anyone who's ever watched me on podcast, let's go ahead and be clear. If you've ever watched me on podcast, I am not a fucking AEW mark. So if you think that I'm somehow an AEW mark, it's not that. I'm not an AEW mark. No. I hate half the shit that AEW does also.
I just felt like
they're not perfect. Yeah.
The ratings from the night before.
Yeah, it's because Punk came back. That was literally a clear sign of WWE hitting the fucking panic button.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. They've got CM Punk.
But
yeah, what about Vince's smug comments? What was it during the? Yeah, he was talking about how they weren't worried. They're not worried about him. They can have all the talent, X talent they want. Yeah.
I think took his comments. I think they took his comments out of context.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get what he's saying. They're not competition. WWE is not going to go out of business. I don't know why everyone.
No.
Saying that or getting sold, like they're going to get sold out to somebody. Or
they're going to get sold. Tony Khan's talking about that they're up on the market maybe or something, or they're looking to probably move stuff around. They're not. The only thing
the Prince of Saudi Arabia offered like what $7 billion and they didn't sell. He's not going to sell. This is his baby. This is the only thing he does and the only thing that he knows, and that is micromanaging WWE. They're
going to be the Disney of wrestling. That is their plan, is to be the Disney of wrestling. They want to be, and that's already what they're talking about. Tony Khan called it. Tony told everyone that they're about to do an overhaul of NXT. Did you watch NXT the other night? That shit was fucking gimmicky as hell. Everyone was in gimmicks. They was in ridiculous outfits. They're doing a whole overhaul. There's no more indie stars. It's going to be the star of WWE. They're going to take your guys. They're going to develop them, but they're only going to develop them from the standpoint of how to play a gimmick. So when that gimmick does not work, they're fucked. They have nothing to fall back on. They don't know how to be.
What is his reasoning? Why would he go back to doing this? Does he feel like signing up all the top indie talent was a failure?
No, I don't think it's so much that. I think, and people call me crazy, but do you remember like 5 years ago, you could easily tell that if the lunch menu got ran by Vince, you know what I mean? Like That's how much he was balls deep. I don't think he's involved as much as people think he is.
No, I think
I don't know.
I mean, Triple H even said he still has to get involved with SmackDown and Raw sometimes. Like, they would call him in. Because, I mean, sometimes I feel like Vince is just like, he's to that point, dude. He's at that
Well, it's not even just so much Vince. I feel like Triple H is not involved. I feel like they have their other team. They have a team of guys that handle the talent, the script, and all this stuff.
Right.
And like Triple H and Vince don't cross over the line. Like Triple H didn't even know they fired Samoa Joe after he was fired. How do you not hear about that being Triple H? I mean, come on. If Triple H didn't fucking know, Vince probably didn't even know that Joe was fired. Because it was the other executives that fired the rights to script.
And there's that old story from years ago when Sean wanted to practice out a move with Jimmy Yang, and Jimmy Yang was like, "I can't. I'm not under contract." He'd just been fired. He'd found out that day, and I think he was or a week before, and he was there just talking to friends backstage, and he's like, "I can't," and Vince happened to be around there, and he's like, "Get in there and try that move out with Sean." He's like, "I'm not under contract. Y'all fired me a couple of weeks ago or whatever," and this is like, "Get this man a damn contract." You know what I'm saying? So there might be truth to what you're saying there.
I feel like it's not that much communication internally.
Yeah.
And
that's when you have, shit decisions and shit shows is when you don't have communication. I see it at UPS where I work. I see it all the time. When you're not communicating, shit goes wrong, basically.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. And that's Karrion Kross. The Axe and Smash, the new Demolition, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Wow. Hey, and that's what NXT looks like it's going back to. It looks like it's going back to
gimmicks.
Look, this is what I do for stuff like this when it's just that's the death of Karrion Kross. He's done. There's no more. There's no more.
What are we doing here? Like, he looks like a fucking 300 actor stripper.
He used to be like character on WCW Revenge. Somebody posted it in a meme.
Oh God, yes.
Of that old like make believe character they had on WCW Revenge.
Yeah. Like a fucking executioner, yep.
Yeah.
The executioner, yeah.
And where's his wife? What are they doing with her? Are they going to bring her in? No. I thought that he was going to go on a losing streak and she was going to come in and bring him out of it.
Well, the thing is that people, and I don't like to always say the word bury because I hate that word gets overused all the fucking time until someone loses a match. But a lot of people said that he was buried after he lost to Jeff, and then you had people that was arguing, "Oh man, that he's not buried losing to Jeff Hardy." Okay, go listen to the end of NXT and his last match. They taunted him with Jeff Hardy chants.
Mm-hmm.
You lost to Jeff Hardy. You was just the NXT champion, and you lost to a washed-up Jeff Hardy on the main roster.
I was shocked. I'll tell you that much.
I'm speaking truth. Jeff Hardy's fucking washed up. I don't know why anyone is still thinks that he can go like he used to. The dude even looks stiff. Dude, Matt's like
to me. I've always thought he's been overrated. I appreciate the contributions he's done and what he's put his body through. At the same time, let's look at his moveset. You've got 3 or 4 moves that he does.
Well, wrestler had that fucking same moveset. Okay, it's like, come on.
Matt was better.
I totally agree with that. Matt is more creative. You can tell Matt is just more of a fan of the business than Jeff. I think everybody can tell that.
I mean, when it come down to it, Matt had no problem putting down drugs for the business.
Right.
I'm saying Jeff did. I mean, Matt didn't do it easily, but Matt did it. Jeff still acts immature to this day. Jeff still gets in trouble.
Oh yeah, he just had a DUI less than a year ago, I believe.
And it's like I forgot what
interview. He's had a lot of opportunities.
I was watching some interview. I think it was RVD. Maybe it was RVD I was watching or some shit. But someone had brought up that's the problem with these fucking guys is they pull some shit like Jeff Hardy pulled in Impact.
Mm-hmm.
So it showed up. No. It was X-Pac is who at all people's who the fuck the interview was with, one of the biggest drug addicts in the business.
Oh wow.
But he was like saying like that's the law of the problem. That's the law of the problem though, is that you get guys like Jeff and you let us get a fucking way with that shit. And when you're young and in your career, that just gives you the excuse to keep doing shit because you're just like, oh fuck, I'll get away with it because of who I am.
Yeah.
And you turn right around and like it didn't really even hurt Jeff. It hurt the business, but it really didn't hurt Jeff. It made people look at Jeff different. Some people look at Jeff different, but to this day, Jeff's got this. He still think about it this way: the guy that stood up a main event, Some Without, at a pay-per-view against Sting of all people, is still employed at WWE, and his brother that didn't is not. That right there fucking shows you how screwed up the wrestling business really is, dude.
It really is. Well, they're looking at marketability. Sorry, easy for me to say, and the fact that Jeff could probably
stop fucking with Matt and let Matt do his thing.
Matt had more.
Yeah, Matt has got a way more creative mind than Jeff. He's just more in love with the business.
That
and you
stupid
can tell.
gibberish that Matt was spitting, I would rather listen to that for hours than watch a Jeff Hardy match.
Yeah. I've never been a fan either, honestly. But I know so many people that just love him, man. I don't know if it's the gimmick or
I think
what it is, but
thing. Like this nostalgia thing, man. It's got to be.
It is.
I guess, or they're.
In a way.
I don't know.
In a way.
Like, you know, I give the man his due. I mean, who the fuck can still wrestle in jeans like that? Like, dude, that's fucking impressive that you can go out there and wrestle.
This emo gimmick, man. The emo gimmick's not popular anymore. Just fucking drop it. I mean,
you call it the emo gimmick. I call it the fucking heroin looking gimmick, which is what he.
Okay, well, yeah, that works too.
He's like, I even got to tie shit around my arms while I'm wrestling.
Because, that's the so you can fight a vein, man.
Oh my fucking God. All right, guys, we're gonna take another quick break. When we come back, we're gonna go ahead and start getting around and start wrapping towards the end of this podcast. We're only 39 minutes in. I don't think Mr. Steele's going to join us, or he is filling a hole somewhere or something. So it's cool. Wait a minute. Cocaine Gorilla.
Cocaine Gorilla. Is he talking about Jeff Hardy or
I'll tell you what,
John
Stump,
Steele?
you can go to WWE, but they'll be wishing you your best in your future endeavors within 3 weeks, but then re-sign you to a contract 2 years from now that's going to be $500,000 cheaper than what they paid you the first time. That's how that shit
Brilliant business move. Brilliant business move.
Hey, man, I can't hate him for it. I mean,
no.
Everybody's like, they fired Braun Strowman. I said, that's just so they can re-sign him later to a cheaper fucking contract.
Yeah.
But they're going to feel stupid when he shows up in AEW.
Yeah, or Impact is what I'm hearing right now. Impact.
I don't care. Whoever gets him, they just need to do something with him. I don't want to watch him flipping cars. I don't want to hear him on the microphone. God forbid take the fucking microphone from that man and give him a manager to speak for him.
He should just be a monster and just tearing through people.
Just tear people. Matter of fact, don't even let him speak.
And they did that. They did that from the beginning. I know we got to go commercial, but they did that from the beginning, and then they got away from that.
I could be CM Stump.
Stop. No.
Hey, that can't be any worse than what they're doing to Karrion Kross right now. Let's be honest.
Oh my fucking God! Well, no, if you went by CM Stump, that might be a smart move because if you showed up in WWE, they would call you just Stump.
Yeah, they dropped that. Yeah.
He said, "I could be."
Or,
you know what made me
just
think
one
about
letter.
when he said that? It made me think of fucking Men in Black when Michael Jackson was like, "I could be Agent J or Agent M." That's what he's like. I could be Agent M.
No.
That's what he
Stump,
reminded me
go
of when he
for
said
it.
that.
Live your dream. Live your
Live
dream.
your dream, Stump. Live your dream. We'll be right back.
All right.
It is the fun of trivia and the excitement of a tag team wrestling match, and it is coming soon. From the open, today's lockup category is WWE Champions. To the comeback, Hot Tag! Hot Tag, a 400-point swing hangs in the balance, with questions so easy you'll think that everybody can answer them. Making the tag to his partner for double points. And questions so hard, you'll think that nobody can answer them. Putting the heat on the other team, the question goes to you. Join RYK as we present you Hot Tag Wrestling Trivia Challenge. Hot Tag Wrestling Trivia Challenge is now casting teams of 3 to play in the game. Join up over at Revolution and Wrestling Geeks and Pariahs for eligibility and information.
To all the revolutionaries and pariahs out there, we have this special announcement for you. Do you wish to hold gold in the revolution in WGP? Are you afraid that your talents aren't good enough? Then, my friends, this offer is for you. Then order yourself the official WGP and Revolution replicas. You can have it all, from the Outbreak Championship, the Havoc Championship, the Tag Team Championships that I'm holding on my shoulder, and not only the Revolution, but also WGP Championship. But ladies and gentlemen, if an official replica title does not tickle your fancy, get your minis. So if you want to be like me and all the other champions out there, join the gold standard today by calling Patrick Shane.
Has life got you down? Did your dog get run over by the postman? Did your wife run off with the milkman? Is your anxiety kicking in and your meds aren't working anymore? Well, I got just the thing for you. Mama Sweet Cosmic Funky Brownies. Mama Sweet Cosmic Funky Brownies. They'll get you lifted.
Well, howdy, folks. A-List Alberson here. It's no secret that I am wildly successful and wealthy beyond comprehension. But the secret is, how did he do that? Well, lucky for you, the secret has been revealed and is for sale in my new book, Living Life on the A-List. Now, this is a step-by-step guide for everything that you need to do to be as rich, famous, maybe even as handsome as A-List Alberson. It walks you step by step through everything you need to do, from borrowing a bunch of money, to flashing all that money around, to selling books about how you made all that money. Now, normally a publication like this will retail for about $379, but just for you today, we're going to give it to you for free. Just pay a nominal shipping cost. And when you see what that nominal shipping cost is, keep in mind that gas prices are up and labor is hard to find. We know you're going to enjoy this book so much that we are going to automatically enroll you into the A-List Insider Club, where for just the low price of $49.95 per week, you will get exclusive early access to a tweet that I make about navigating the bumpy roads that come with getting rich, such as how to buy more time from bill collectors, talking back to lawyers on the telephone, and all kinds of odds and ends. By the time you are as famous as A-List Alberson, that $49.95 will be just like buying candy at the store. We'll see you soon. To secure your copy of Living Life on the A-List, PayPal $80, friends and family, to @A-ListAlberson. Books will ship in 14 to 16 weeks, and billing will begin on the Insider Club immediately.
What did I just watch?
I'm fucking done with the goddamn advertiser. Perfect.
I told you not long ago. I said I got great insight. It tells me that book has nothing but blank fucking pages in it. You got to write how to be successful yourself in the book. That's the whole point of it.
Nice. Wow.
I fucking love it.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and start getting down to some of our last segments that we have here. Let me flip back over here real quick. Get in the right spot. Where's the button? Where's the button? Where's the button? Is this the button?
Can't find the button.
Big news around the campfire is that Adam Cole, baby, is not under WWE contract. Rumors around the campfire is that he may show up at AEW very, very soon. The Young Bucks have teased this. Britt Baker has teased this along. some people, I seen something a while ago. It says that he might have signed something because they did some kind of fucking toy deal. I mean, they could have did that before, and he would still get paid. It has nothing to do with his actual wrestling contract, by the way, guys. He did not get fired. He was not released, so he don't have a clause. He don't have to wait, or he shouldn't have to anyway. So, how do y'all feel about possibly not only Adam Cole showing up in AEW, but Bray Wyatt is also rumored to show up in AEW? Impact is also heavy after Bray Wyatt also, but I feel like Impact's too small for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, it's way too.
You also got rumors of Daniel Bryson showing up, also along in AEW. So, how do y'all feel about that? Is it too many people, or are they grabbing too many, or
to go all at once, honestly? And like, that's just so much money just being wasted trying to get them over. And you know, in a way, to me, I feel like, you know, being that old school fan and shit, I feel like it was like how Impact was back in the early 2000s. They were just getting all the motherfuckers that got released or fired from WWF to come over and shit like that. Like, they're trying so hard to be, to compete with WWE after WCW and shit like that went under. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, so like,
yeah, see, that's where I kind of disagree. I think that they're going after the best talent that WWE is releasing. You don't see them going after No Way Jose or I hate to throw him under the bus, but he's the first one I could think of. Kurt Hawkins. There's several talents that they have released that AEW has not gone after.
Zack Ryder.
Well, no,
Zack Ryder. I think he made a quick appearance on AEW. That's why I didn't bring him up, but he's no longer with AEW. So I think they're going after talent that they feel like could be utilized.
Death
and
matches now. Death matches is what Zack Ryder does now.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, actually. The fact that he's kind of trolling them, though. You got to get a better bell. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I hate Nick fucking Gage anyway. So
I'm not a fan of deathmatch wrestling in general. I think sometimes it can be used really well for a blow off, for a big feud. I think Omega's and Moxley's was great until the ending, of course, which was as bad as as disastrous as it can get, man. But the actual match, if you watch the match was good. But the ending was that's all anybody can think about. It left a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
That was like almost about to have an orgasm and someone walk in on you.
Yeah. Like, this is the best sex of my life. But now it's like, okay, now the kid just walked in. Damn.
Yeah. I'm grabbing blankets and shit and trying to cover myself.
Yeah. Exactly, man. So, I mean, to get back to what I was talking about, I think AEW has taken the best talent that WWE has released, and they know, like, these guys, like a Bray Wyatt, it's hard to pass on a Bray Wyatt or a Daniel Bryan or CM Punk just from a market standpoint. You're going to sell the hell out of T-shirts. These are big names. Why would you not want to go out and grab this talent? I know it's a lot of money, but I think you're gonna end up seeing a lot more money signing talents like that. But at the same time, I don't think somebody like a Braun Strowman really fits with AEW.
I just kind of feel like everything is just going way too fast with everybody coming in all at once in a way. Like, it just seems like every other month is someone new, and it's just like instead of that, like that anticipation, to get people wild up. But now everybody's like, oh, they're going to AEW now. We don't have to fucking like figure it out anymore. It's like,
right.
It's just already would know.
I still get excited. The hype's there that wow, a great wrestler in WWE that wasn't used right, is now going to be used right.
Build-up is just perfect, but they're just kind of doing it a little bit too quick. Like at least takes.
I agree with that.
I think there's some that they definitely could have went without. I don't think that they needed Sting to get Darby over.
Yeah.
Like, I know Sting is the icon and people watched him since fucking forever and everybody loves Sting.
He's really
well, they've done a lot of head scratching moments. AEW. I questioned putting Darby against CM Punk for the first match. Do y'all find that strange that they're putting faces against each other? I mean,
no, because if done correctly, face versus face can be fucking.
It can be a good match.
Yeah, and it can get Darby over even more. I understand that,
Yeah.
and it, I guess
and
that
it,
yeah.
And
that
it
makes
also,
sense.
if this would have been WWE, they would have had Punk come in and go straight for the World Championship.
Yeah,
But AEW is playing it smart, where Punk's coming in. He's like he's going to have to work.
He's
his
not
way
trying
up
to
it.
build that anticipation.
He's not trying to steal spotlight or anything. He wants to, help these motherfuckers go over.
And I think it's more for
I love
Punk, like
that
she
about
said.
him.
I think it's more for Punk. He just wants to work with people.
He wants to work.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
feel like there's any intentions of him wanting to just win a championship belt within like the first 2 weeks.
Which he said like a bunch of times. That's why he tried to make it. He tried to pound home. And what I understood so much about his promo was it's not never been about championships. It's not about money. It's not about being in control. It's just about being treated fair and having great guys to work with and have fun while doing it. And that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, because he's got a real love and passion for the business. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that like, in 2005, that's when he left. Like, he didn't try to count WWE's bullshit at all.
Because they're not fucking professional wrestling.
It's sports entertainment. Vince doesn't call it wrestling.
They can say that was a shot. That's not a shot. That's actual facts. They tell you themselves that they're entertainment. They're not professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like when Ted Turner called Vince and said, "I'm in the wrestling business or wrestling business," and Vince said, "Well, that's great. I'm in the sports entertainment business." Yeah.
Vince is in the movie business. It's how Vince looks at his product. He don't look at it as a wrestling business.
I said it in that way because it's true. Ring of Honor and all these other wrestling, like these indies out there, they're true wrestling, federations and shit. Vince wants to sports entertainment. So when he said that when he left in 2005, that's what he meant about like just real wrestling, you know, and then bullshit where he almost died if he didn't get any help any sooner.
I've seen some of the most ridiculous stuff that since he's come back. I have seen people post that, it's just like, he's not really over like that. And the ratings. Look, dude, y'all are literally comparing a Friday night hour show to a fucking SummerSlam.
Right.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like this was just an episode of Rampage, a second episode, and
it was a maybe. If you would have guaranteed CM Punk would have been there, everybody named Mama would have watched that fucking shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But the maybe
shit. But that's the thing with WWE.
Right, WWE would have. I told Patrick, I said, Patrick, I'm watching. I thank God Patrick watched because Patrick don't watch wrestling that much anymore. But luckily Patrick tuned in and seen it. But I was like, look, dude. I don't know. I just got a feeling. He's like, what? And I started telling him all these little connections. I said, something is adding up on this. I said, but if this was WWE would have sold you the fact almost that CM Punk was going to be there for like 2 weeks. And then you would have tuned in. And not only would you not have got CM Punk, you would have got no fucking body. It would have been a regular ass show.
Yeah, it would have been the Miz coming out to CM Punk's music. Like that's the same when they when somebody's in their hometown. Have y'all noticed that they seem like they job them out like all the time? Like I don't understand that. I mean, I understand getting the heat sometimes, but every single time.
I actually thought MJF was going to pull the whole hit the CM Punk music and walk out. It would have been heat like a motherfucker.
That would have been great. That would have been great, and then bring CM Punk a little bit out later. Oh man,
would do that.
The missed opportunity there.
No, that would be so fucked up. I wouldn't know how that arena would have lasted if Punk didn't show up that night. Honestly,
oh my god, and they had every right to be furious. Yeah,
they would have destroyed everything.
I think I would have turned off my TV. I would have been like,
but I'll be honest with you, they got me, and that's one of the things that hooked me in to go ahead and pull me over to watch more AEW. You know how long it's been since I've been got.
Right.
Yeah, same here, man. It's probably since the pipe bomb or something.
Yeah, it's been years since since they got me, man. And they actually fucking pulled it out and fucking got me. I mean, and they don't never do that shit anymore. That's like the big surprise. Man.
Dude,
I didn't feel it when Brock returned. I didn't feel it when Becky returned, and it's like
the only time I felt it when Brock returned was when we was having this goddamn Cena Nation bullshit, and he come out there and he
oh my god, that was so great. And he came out and like he extended the hand and he just gave him an F5. It was like, oh, then they beat him in his first match back. I was like, no, they finally booked him right, but I was mad that first match.
And I don't that was a brutal match. Brock. I don't like Brock.
Yeah, I mean, but no, like SummerSlam was not that good, and even though they were like in a stadium, ooh,
You know what my
It was-
highlight of the night was the Brood entrance with Edge. That was my highlight of the night.
yes,
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
so
It was cool
fucking-
but pointless at the same time. Like, what was
Yeah.
the point of
Yeah.
that?
I mean, that's when Edge wasn't really that relevant at the time. So it's kind of like, hey, let's remind everybody when he was.
They
just
should have
a
brought
part
like
of the group.
Gargano back with him or something. Like
Yeah,
Gargano should have walked
Gangrel
out.
should have came
Yeah.
out with him and like drank the cup of blood and spit it out to the audience.
This motherfucker say guardrail.
Gargano, yeah.
No,
Gargano.
Gangrel.
No,
Is that what you
I
called
know.
him?
He said-
Gangrel.
I called him
and I'm
Gangrel.
like, why would you
Okay,
say-
all right. Not bad.
Wait till I
I
meet
heard-
him.
Whatever his fucking name is, he was only around for a cup of coffee. He wasn't around that long. He's not
So
worth
here's
it.
a fun fact about how the Brood formed. Gangrel had an interview about this. Like, I don't remember how long ago, but it's on. I looked it up. So Gangrel said originally the Brood was set up in order to get Edge over.
Yeah.
At the,
What about Christian?
you see how they didn't treat Christian like any well close to fucking Edge? Come on, it was
Yeah,
all about
yeah.
They never have. They never have.
No.
about that. So
Edge has
that's
always
why
been the golden boy out of the
Gangrel
two.
Yeah.
That's how the Brood happened.
Y'all
So,
remember
I mean,
when they
honestly-
gave Christian the title and he lost it on SmackDown like a couple of days
I mean,
later?
honestly, the only
was
reason
brutal.
they ever did anything for Christian was because he went off the Impact and made a god of himself and come back.
Of
That was
Yeah.
that was
Of
it.
course. He
Yep.
won all his titles and shit. He got better fucking title opportunities than WWE would ever give him. And then you want to give him a pity ass fucking title shot, and everything. But
It was
he
the
had all
WCW championship, wasn't it?
Huh?
It was the WCW championship, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Of course, it was. They didn't treat that shit like anything else. That's
That's
why
what, that's
they're-
how, that's how they try to justify fucking Mark Henry. We've had a black champion. Mark Henry was a
No,
black champion.
you never hang, but yeah.
No,
not
you never had a
until-
black WWE champion.
It was a-
You had-
Not until
WC
Kofi, really.
yeah, WCW.
They
That
still
was
called it WCW at that time anyway. Like, here's the WCW World Heavyweight Championship belt for you. You're not, we care about you, but we're going to put you on someone that we just fucking killed. On a company that we just killed off because you're not that worth it.
Well, what do
So
y'all
I-
like better, the Universal
Oh.
title or the big gold belt?
Man, I'm
I
torn.
really missed a big gold belt, honestly.
I do
I'm
too.
torn.
I'm
And I
not
know-
a fan
and-
of the
Well,
name
so many
Universal
people-
belt. I'm
So
just-
many people love that big gold belt, and it's not that I'm taking it for that ugly ass WWE logo fucking title because it's
Yeah.
not good looking.
Bring
Dude,
back
to
the
me, the big gold is like one of the most overrated titles ever. As far
Wow,
as
I thought you were going to say. A lot of people say the Winged Eagle. A lot of people feel like it's the most
I
overrated.
love
title.
the center plate. It's kind of, and
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it's kind of the same thing I feel about the WGP title because that's what it's copied off of is the big gold.
Mhm.
I love the center plate. The center plate's fucking gorgeous, but I hate those stupid square basic ass side plates. I cannot stand it.
I don't know
And it
how
looks
they-
so weird how big the center is, and it goes
Yeah.
down to the skinny fucking longness I can't stand it, man. It's always drove me crazy. I've
I
always
like
not
it.
been a fan. Never been a
I
fan.
mean,
That
I love-
AEW title, I had to get used to it. It's got kind of a weird shape to it.
But it's
But now I've kind of grown to like it because it's so different
too.
looking.
I think the dome is like the globe is like one of those things that's like it depends on who made that title, like which
Mhm.
maker made it for you. If you get a shitty version of it, they are fucking horrible. They look ugly, they don't feel great. But if you get one that's like 4 fucking millimeters thick or 5 millimeters super thick, and it's got that nice plating on it, it's got a nice heaviness. I like those small stub
Yeah.
type titles like that anyway. It's
Yeah.
got a nice thickness to it.
Hmm.
I don't own any belts, so I'm not like. But I mean, the
I
only
can't
belt
keep them. I'm the type. I get them. Someone's like, "Hey man, I'll give you this from my house." So let's get that shit
Yeah.
out of here.
I've done the same thing too, man.
I got the U.S.
I,
title, the old one. I got the old WWE U.S. title. That's the only belt I have left.
I just want either the Hardcore Championship belt or
No, you don't.
Wow, really?
I always liked it. Shut up.
No, you
And
don't.
also,
It's got duct tape on it.
it doesn't fucking matter.
It will. Wait till you get one and you actually hold one of those ugly fucking pieces of shit. They're not worth a fuck. I swear to
What?
God. Because the way they make them, they're like these damn U.S. titles that I got. The old United States title. It's all the strap and the shop. They don't have no flexibility to their strap, so it's just like this big stiff of fucking strap with this very
the
thin fucking
WWE title is like that. I'd bought it for the league or whatever, and it's just
dude,
really
their leather work is shit.
It is.
Full WWE with the actual WWF logo. I don't want the fake bullshit, just without the F. Like, I just want to get the original titles. Like, I've always loved the women's
Pakistan
in the Attitude Era. Like, I really want to just collect all the Attitude Era belts.
Yeah, let me get some of his work. Y'all actually hooked me up with this guy. Check this bad boy out. It is beautiful. It looks like the TNT title basically, except I changed the center. But it's beautiful. He did a great job. The guys,
our maker
Patrick
made that
hooked
one?
me up. I'm sorry.
Patrick hooked you up with our maker.
Yeah. He does excellent work. He does excellent work for a very cheap price. Very, he does awesome work.
Yeah,
people carry
Pakistan.
I like my John Cena belt.
Oh, the spinner. Oh,
that 40 pounds.
That's the worst.
See it.
I had a buddy who messaged me. He sent me a picture of the new tag team titles. Y'all know what the new tag titles are. I guess they're not new anymore in WWE. He's like, look at this. I'm about to buy this. I'm like, shit, that is ugly as hell.
Let me tell you.
I'm not a fan.
Let me tell you. I've had a lot of belts. And those SmackDown or those fucking Raw replica tag titles are fucking sweet in person, dude.
What?
Yes.
The red strap with the silver plate?
Yes. It will blow your mind how detailed and thick those. Dude, it's like one of the heaviest belts I've ever got from shop.
No, he was fixing to order it. I'm just seeing it on TV, and I'm like, man.
No, dude, on TV, it's fucking ugly. In person and actually hold the bitch, that plate is like this fucking thick, dude. It's super fucking thick and big. I got one in the deal.
I actually hooked him up with y'all's guy too, so he's getting all kinds of business.
But thank you, Buddy. Send me more, Buddy.
Yeah. They need to be paying y'all a little bit of money.
I give you good price. Good quality. That's what he tells.
Potential sponsor in the podcast right there.
I don't even know his name. I'll let Patrick handle all that fucking bullshit. I got enough to handle. Pat's like, and I'll be like, who's this dude? He's like, oh man, that's the dude that we got that one title from. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know who the fuck those people are.
You're always busy anyway. Like, hell, I don't know how you can keep up with everything.
Well, it's because I got a team.
I know, that's good though.
I got like Patrick who handles like the pay-per-views and parts, and then I got other guys that handle like. And now I've passed off the general manager duties to Matt on Uprising for WGP, so I don't have to do that shit anymore.
I actually just sold that Wrestling Marks page off for $400.
Did you?
Includes all the titles. I'm like, yeah, take this off my hands. I'm tired of messing with it.
Yeah, I heard that we were offered.
Yeah. You had some belts there. Patrick's like, no.
I would have told him the same if he'd come to me and be like, hey man, let's buy wrestling. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. Like, God, man, I do enough.
Dude,
now.
It's crazy to me that I was able to sell a wrestling page for $400. It still blows my mind.
If you got
it comes to title belts too, but still, it's like, thank God. I'm just glad it's over with.
Because it's so hard to get numbers up on a page. Like, I could probably sell mine right now if I wanted to. Ain't no way the hell I would. They would have to come with some pretty numbers, you know what I mean? But
Revolution would be worth some money, definitely.
I think it would be just if I could sell it and say I guarantee that management don't change and the show don't change and the format don't change, I bet you it could sell for a decent penny. And I'm not bragging, but I know what the fuck I have. I'm not like some of these jackass owners, and if he's probably watching my show right now because he's such a fucking hater and he watches everything I do. So, like, I'm not one of these jackasses who go around telling fucking ghost stories of I got offered $2,000 a month to do fucking promos when that kind of shit don't even exist.
What?
I got to meet this person.
I know you don't. You don't want to meet this fucking person.
No, you're right.
Telling fucking outrageous stories like that. But anyway, let's get back on what we're supposed to be talking about, which is the pay-per-views and shit. So we got
SummerSlam sucked. Okay,
SummerSlam. It sucked. It's over. everything from the Roman shit to the only reason I even watch SmackDown is because of Roman Reigns. I don't even watch it for anything else anymore.
That is the only reason I watch it, man. He's
look at me like Paul Heyman looks at Roman Reigns. Okay, that's all I have to say. That motherfucker, I swear, like I loved it when Brock came out. Paul Heyman looked like a girl that just got caught cheating. And,
yeah.
Ever.
His facial expressions. My wife just started busting out laughing. I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" She goes, "I'm just looking at Paul Heyman's facial expressions."
I listened to him today. Was it day or yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I was listening to the interview he did where he was talking about when they put him with CM Punk.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to talk because Punk can actually talk, so it's not like him being with Lesnar. He said Punk would just say something, and I would just stand behind him and hold the belt up. And that damn belt weighs 40 fucking pounds. He's all I had to do was hold the belt up and smile and make a face and look at him and believe what he was selling. Easiest money I ever fucking made because he didn't have to fucking talk.
Yes, dude. Hey, I mean, Punk didn't. No, it's just so cute to see Paul Heyman just taking care of Roman Reigns, like little promos and shit here and there. Like, and then Roman will just say a few words, like trying to be all bad, but like he's still trash on the mic.
Well, the thing is too is like Paul will sell it so good of the fact that Paul. Everyone knows that Paul is like a snake in the grass. Piece of shit, basically. But he will have these guys doing something like Roman will be beating the shit out of someone. And he'll be like, "No, Roman, don't. Please, Roman, please, please." Like he's actually begging Roman to stop whooping this dude's ass. Like Paul Heyman would give a fuck if you were getting your ass whipped by his guy Roman Reigns. But that's how he sells the fact that you are so badass that him himself, Paul Heyman of all people, is having to beg you not to hurt him no more.
Yeah. But I just can't wait to see what this happens with Brock coming back though. And Paul Heyman, like, who the fuck is he gonna advocate? Is he gonna keep on advocating for fucking Roman Reigns? Or is he gonna advocate again for Brock Lesnar? Because it was kind of like that with CM Punk and Brock Lesnar.
It kind of was, but if you remember, like way back in the day, though, he flipped on Brock Lesnar before, so
he
like
did.
He wouldn't do it again. So
I know, but it was just kind of weird seeing that because I was like, oh, another situation again with another Paul Heyman guy, you know, like. And so it's just so funny seeing that the fact of like Brock coming back, people are gonna wonder what the fuck's he gonna do.
Oh, motherfucking Goro looking ass. Come out there with that ponytail like Goro. Looking like you got to feed his ass a Baby Ruth or something. Like he on the Goonies or some shit.
It looks like ramen noodles on his fucking head.
Like out of all the time, like Brock, you're like going on 50 and then you decide to try to grow your hair out. Man, wow.
Like I'm just like, what is that on your head? That's new.
I remember because I seen like where he did like the butcher show or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I did see that. That was pretty good.
And I seen it then, and I was like, no, Brock, no.
Yeah.
No, don't do that to yourself. And then like he actually come out, he still got it, and I'm like, no, that was not a phase. He's still growing the fucking shit.
No. Well, what's so funny? So the butcher, that butcher channel, that's probably like one of their most like viewed videos, like because 5 million views on that bitch, man. It only came out like a month ago, and
Brock Lesnar tote meat around.
I'm seeing Brock in a long time anywhere, so I wouldn't be surprised. I was like, oh,
well, they say he's a very private person. He don't care.
He is. He lives in Canada now, and out on the farm.
And fucking Sable.
She still looks good from what I've seen last time of her. I don't
do plastic. I'm just saying, I don't do plastic. I mean, that's all she is plastic. She's so fake.
When I was younger, that was like, no, Jacqueline was my girl crush, actually. I liked. I don't care, plastic or whatever. Jacqueline was the best. But
it's like the same problems I have with like Trish and them. Like people brag about how hot Tracy is now, and I'm just like, I don't see it. I look at her face. I don't give a fuck what her body looks like because her face is what the fuck you're going to be looking at. So it's like a lot of times. So it's like I look at her face and it looks all sunken and plastic looking. And
she lost so much weight too. Like even after like she left WWE. You know.
Sorry, guys.
Go
ahead.
You get in trouble.
No, my connection got lost, and I was running all over the house. I'm like, well, I need to sit in a certain spot, or what's going on? But
Oh no.
I got 3 bars now, so I guess I'm good.
Where's your Wi-Fi?
I don't know. It was hiding from me. I lost connection.
It was hiding from me.
What?
Your Wi-Fi is like
It's underneath the bed.
It was playing peekaboo. He said the fucking Wi-Fi was playing peekaboo with him.
I apologize for my unprofessional.
Things.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
You didn't miss nothing. Not really.
Okay.
We were just talking
More shitting on SummerSlam.
Well, no, actually, we were talking about Batchy like drilling over Sable and shit. It's basically what we were talking about there for a minute. So,
you can understand that
because I said I don't look at the big deal about Sable. I never have, and I was talking about like how plastic she looks. You know, she looks.
I was always a Sunny guy, but in hindsight, maybe that didn't age so well.
You know, I guess I'm just getting older and perverted. But now I might watch wrestling to look at some women or something every once in a blue moon. But actually, to be honest with you, to this day, it still bugs me that people watch wrestling for that. I'm like, dude, like you literally have a device of endless pictures of ass and tits. You do not have to watch professional wrestling to see that.
No,
you just do not.
That was every dude's like, yeah, this is my porn for like 2 hours.
God, you gotta remember when Sunny and Sable were big. That was my only
that's
act
all you had
for
if you were young.
Yeah.
It was that or go and get busted
Raw
stealing
magazine
VHS tapes and shit out of your parents' bedrooms and shit. You know, because like, oh, what's wrong? What's on this? What's on this tape? Oh, my fucking eyes. You know?
Raw magazine was where it was at. Raw magazine. If y'all remember that.
When she was on Playboy. Because I felt like my friend who was older than me had to buy it for me because I was curious to see China naked because everybody kept on saying she was a dude when I was younger.
Yeah, I mean they had me believing it. Like you're like, that bulge I see. Yeah, bitch. That's a fucking bulge, bro. She is.
What
a
jawline! I mean, that's what I couldn't get over. I was like, good grief.
She did get better looking as time went on, but when she first came into WWE, she was very mannish looking.
I was there the night she made her debut and jumped out of the crowd and ragdolled Tori. I believe it was. Wasn't it Tori?
Yeah, it was. I think Tori.
I think so. Yeah, but it was at a Fatal four-way or whatever in your house right before Mania.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, what? I didn't even know, like, what is going on? Okay, this has got to be a planned spot. And then I was like, damn it. Man, is that a man or a woman? Like
that was back in the day when In Your House was actually worth fucking watching.
Yeah.
Now they're not worth watching. But even then people don't realize it. That was a B- pay-per-view back then.
Oh yeah,
because
I
remember
that was a cheap pay-per-view.
Yeah, In Your Houses were $29.99. Regular pay-per-views were $49.99.
Yep.
That's how that shit went.
I think they started out for just $20 because the first one I got, I think, was around that. Yeah.
When I just started watching wrestling, it was like $50.
It's always been 50. Even in the 90s, it was $50 for pay-per-views.
I remember me and my brother had to do chores around the house for weeks and weeks to save up to get a wrestling pay-per-view.
I was fortunate that I had a stepdad who was very hip, and he loved fucking watching pay-per-views and wrestling and boxing. And I watched so many Tyson fights with that man before he died. But dude, like, you want to see this motherfucker mad? Let 4 hard-ass working blue-collar men all chip in on a $60 fucking Mike Tyson fight that lasted for 5 seconds. You want to talk about motherfuckers about ready to bust the fucking screens up, boy? It's fucking hot.
See, that's the great thing about wrestling. At least you're going to get your bang for your buck, or they're going to try to anyway.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's like Tyson. I listen to Tyson's podcast, that Hot Box, all the time, and he even said on there that UFC is way more interesting than boxing because boxing. You if you don't know who the dudes are and it's not a mega hyped up event, it's not worth fucking watching a lot of times. Where UFC, you can watch it even on like their normal basic shows. You're going to have good fights. It's going to be action packed. Where boxing, it's scoring points and it's a lot of running, a lot of ducking, and you love what?
I loved watching boxing at that time too with my grandfather.
It depends who it is. I have to really be into the person that's boxing because some of that boxing is so fucking boring. Like if you got
they don't sell themselves anymore like they used to. Like the old, just wrestler's way. They need to promote.
Well, they don't
themselves.
have to. I mean, when you're still making $50 million a fucking fight, you don't have to
Yeah.
promote.
Yeah.
The box,
But you don't get any more interest in actually watching it and bringing in viewers. I'm sorry, Batsy. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just saying, it's just like boxing matches nowadays are just like, you can definitely tell they're just predictable as fuck of who's gonna win compared to like back then.
Well, back
Yeah.
then, the boxers, the older style boxers, and I don't know why the fuck we're talking about boxing now, but we are. But
Sorry.
the older style boxers, I can tell you why, because the older style boxers would go in there like Muhammad and them guys would go in there and get their fucking head pounded. They didn't have strategy sense to dodge a punch, and that's why Mayweather laughs at people when they say his matches are boring. You want me to stand there and get hit? You want me to be like fucking Ali and don't know where the fuck I am half the fucking time and talk and flourish and shit?
Yeah.
Speaking,
It's a strategy. I mean, let's stop talking about boxing. I apologize. I feel like I'm just continuing on now. I'm like, all right, no more box stuff. This isn't a boxing podcast. Yeah.
Predictions for All Out. 5-star rating. I'll give you a 5-star rating to give a prediction. And do we get a big debut, whether it be from, I ain't going to ask you who it may be because there's so many possibilities now, but do we get a big debut at fucking All Out?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think we will probably see some kind of debut at All Out. Whether it just be possibly a tease, but like Batsy was talking about earlier, it may be a little bit too much all at once. I would like to see them space it out, but at the same time, when you have access to all this talent and they want to get going and they want to start making money, you want to start making money with them. Yeah, they're probably just going to throw them in there. I would say you're going to get some kind of tease for Daniel Bryant because everything that I've read, he's already signed, and they have gave no teases to Daniel Bryant that I've seen. So I see something major going down at All Out as far as like when this guy is going to debut or possibly him debuting.
I have no clue. I'm trying not to be like, there's going to be a debut, but I just feel like it's just, it's gonna feel like in every fucking event occurrence that a debut is gonna happen.
Right.
Doing it.
Yeah, you don't want that Vince Russo style show where it's like you feel like you're there has to be a shock at every corner that you turn. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want that.
Speaking of Vince Russo, let me just go ahead and say, let me just say this. I got added to his nutbag fan page over there.
Well, his people.
And one of these people. Now, some of our good people are in with Vince Russo, so I won't bash Vince Russo so fucking much. But
hey, he knew how to get people over mid-card. I mean, like he got that whole roster over at one point. WWE. I mean, he's filtered through Vince McMahon, but he served a purpose at one point. But
I seen a while ago that he said that he thinks that Becky Lynch should be beating men.
Well, he also thought Mike Tenay should have been a space alien. So, yeah.
What the fuck?
It's entertainment, bro. This is a television show, bro.
Bro. Listen, just listen to me for a minute, bro. Just listen. You jump out of a box, bro. You're over. If you jump out of a box, bro, you instantly over.
Who fucking hates Russo, as you can tell from the Vice show, Dark Side of the Ring, and Cornette's podcast, and God, he hates him. He hates him.
I used to have a lot of hate for him. Now I don't know. His fans are like, but he's got a loopy fucking bunch of fan nuts. I'm here to tell you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Yes.
And I don't mind, and I know every group has their nuts, but when you start telling me things like I'm watching WCW 2000, this is the only real years that WCW had, I'm like, guy, come on, man. That was literally the end of their run. And then they say things like, well, Vince Russo knows how to book a show because they don't have stupid fucking cruiserweights on there that's not getting over.
Well, people said that he basically killed WCW.
He did, and then he almost he killed TNA along the way.
WCW was kind of like, it was already hurting, and then they got him, and then it's like, I remember watching that first show and like, what the fuck just happened?
When Vince Russo showed up in WCW, they were $60 million in the good. $60 million in the good. There was not in the negative. That's why I honestly believe, and people can call me fucking crazy, I am one of those conspiracy theorists that almost believe that Vince sent him down there to fucking take them out.
He did hire him back a number of years later for a smaller role, but yeah, I just think that Vince Russo has a different outlook on professional wrestling, and he thinks it's more like a TV show.
It's like a TV circus act. That's what Jim Cornette says about him all the time, and he's right. He likes to book it like the Jerry Springer show. He thinks there has to be a trashy, X-rated, borderline type thing for it to be entertaining, and it don't. It don't. I mean, and it's not just me. And this is what I told one of his fans today, who I spent many hours trolling this morning. It was hilarious. I had so much fun with it.
You did it.
But I couldn't help it. I mean, the guy was opening himself up for it because he was the idiot that said that he was watching early 2000s WCW and it was the best WCW years.
No, that I'd already tuned out by then. I couldn't. I couldn't watch it anymore.
Bro.
Yeah, The Rock, Stone Cold, everything was going. I mean, no, I couldn't watch it at that point.
We're talking about the time of the era where they was doing that New Blood angle shit, and
I didn't like that shit at all.
Hated
Millionaires Club, something like that.
I hated all that shit. I hated all the shit.
Billy Kidman and Hulk Hogan's. I remember catching some of that when Kidman beat Hogan. Or kind of beat Hogan, like it was. I mean, some.
I tell fans of his, I'm like, look, dude, how many podcasts have you watched? Oh, then they always come back with, I don't watch stupid fucking YouTube slackers who do podcasts who are losers who are no name. Okay, what you don't understand is
Russo's podcast is brutal. Like it is
very brutal.
Awful.
The thing about it is that Vince Russo has very good friends who will even tell you that Vince Russo was a shitty booker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, wrestling, for me to enjoy it is suspending my disbelief, and the stuff that he had booked, I could not suspend my disbelief that much. It's just so far out there. I know what he's trying to do. It's a television show, bro. Like Walking Dead or whatever. But no, it's not. Wrestling is its own thing. That's what people need to realize.
I think he would be great for like writing actual shows. He'd be great for that.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
He was the editor, I think, for like a news publication back then.
I think so, or some shit like that. And so,
I mean, he's a good writer, but it's just...
He was a video store owner for the longest, and then he got on to WWE as a writer for their magazine, and Vince saw something in him. I mean, like I said, he did all right. I think he did. If people are there to filter his bullshit, he can serve some kind of purpose.
Do not put him in charge.
No. Just look. All you got to do is look at Impact, who still can't get that TNA stink off of them. To me, they're a lot. They're a lot better. I've watched their show, but it's like, still TNA. It's like I can't do it. It's still hard to watch. It's still got that stink on it. It'll never get that stink off of it.
Dude, don't call it TNA. It's Impact. I said it's still fucking TNA to me. Damn it.
Yeah,
it was called the Impact
still got that
Zone,
stink,
motherfucker. It's the exact same fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
I still call it TNA. I don't fucking care.
I still do. It's just out of habit. It's
and Vince Russo, we call it TNA tits and ass, bro. That's what the guys like, bro. Idiot.
He's such a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah.
Bro.
He's on Cameo, by the way. $50.
We are talking about a guy that literally takes credit for the Montreal screw job.
No, that's another thing I've heard, but a lot of people take credit for that. I've heard Cornette take credit for that,
but I would believe that Cornette would fucking suggest some shit like that. I don't believe that Russo, and I honestly believe, like Cornette said, Russo didn't even know what the fuck that kind of finish is. Like, why would he know what that kind of finish is? He's not been in the wrestling business like Cornette has.
No, he was a huge Bret Hart mark anyways, and he's openly admitted that several times, so I don't think he had anything to do with that.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all want to plug anything before we get off here?
Go ahead, Batsy.
Oh, no. I mean, the only thing is Facebook. Just don't be a creep. My Instagram.
Hey. I'll plug the Elite Marks page, Elite Marks Fantasy Wrestling, and the Elite Marks podcast on any kind of platform you can think of.
Yeah, that's how we are. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. I even have a fucking TikTok that I do certain little things for.
Oh yeah, you guys are the best. If anybody's interested in doing any kind of promo league, I mean, as far as just pure promo league, like there's nothing better than Revolution or WGP.
You know, me and Patrick always say every time someone says, "Well, you're the best," you know why? And I think we're pretty damn good. I wouldn't say we're probably the best, but I'd say we're pretty damn
the best
good.
that I've seen.
Yes.
I've been in a bunch.
Me and Patrick always say that if there was any beneficial from being part of a shitty group that we were a part of, it was that they taught us how not
to be. Yeah.
Not a fucking promo group. And instead of me having to learn all these learning curves, we instantly stepped into it and knew exactly what we need to do and what we don't need to do. Where most people who start them end up having to go through all these learning curves or things. And things
I've been through them. I've been through them with mine. Mine is like a pick 'em league, but it's, man, I've dealt with a lot of headaches through it, and I've had mine for about 7 years now, and I'm always learning something.
It never stops, man. It's a full-time job. It's you know, and I always laugh at people that get into this kind of thing wanting to make big money, because God knows there's plenty of them out there that think that they're going to do podcasting or promos and get some kind of multi-big deal or something, and they're not going to work for a living.
Unless you're in one of the bigger companies, and this goes for indie workers, it's shit money in this business.
It is very shit money, and you're never going to get what you put into them as far as
promo
league, unless you
always look at it as a hobby, as a fun hobby.
That's what it's supposed to be, man. It's a hobby. I think people tend to forget that.
People take it pretty serious sometimes.
I mean, I always say this: there's a time to be serious about it, and there's a time to not to be serious about it. And you know, I take my promo leagues and stuff in my groups very fucking serious. But at the same time, man, am I willing to cut bait with motherfuckers over something as silly as a promo or something like that?
Or lose any sleep over it? It's like,
you know, I get guys come to me all the time like, you know, hey, man, I can't be here no more. My wife is freaking out. You know, I spend too much time. And I'm like, look, dude, you should not be putting this before your life. Like, that's the biggest fuck up. You do not do that. One of the reasons I have so much give from my household is because I put my household first. If I got something coming up, it's fuck this. My house comes first, and then this comes.
Family time and you know, time with your wife is absolutely important. But yeah, you should always put that before a hobby.
I mean, I'll have guys come to me and be like, "Oh, dude," and be like almost in tears. You know, I can't promo no more. I can't, not right now. I'm gonna have to drop a belt or whatever the case may be. You know, and I'll just look at him, like, dude, you're not under contract, bro. I don't.
Right. That's like somebody said. Revolution has been trying to get me to come over there, and they want me to come over here and promo, and they want me. I'm like, okay. Well, I told them that I don't know if I want to do that, and they think that I'm going to be mad. I'm like, dude, you're your own person. I don't hold you under contract. You can go do whatever you want to.
I tell my guys the same thing. The only thing I tell my guys, like I really stress to my guys about that kind of thing. If someone wanted to come to Elite Marks or something, I have no problem with that. My problem stands from the standpoint is if you're one of my guys. And what I mean by that is you're one of my dependable guys, and I depend you to be on every pay-per-view that we have. And then you start pushing us off to go over there and work. That's when it starts becoming a problem. You know, you have to watch how you book yourself also. And I tell them, I'm like, look, man, it's also how you represent yourself over there. Do not go there and make a fucking embarrassment of yourself and then run back to my fucking company, because I might boot you also. Like, because then that's a shining example of like,
how we do
things.
I was embarrassed, even though I had nothing to do with it. Is that when I think I told Patrick, I'm like, man, y'all take whoever you can. So y'all brought a ton of people in from my group, and then like I would say 80% of them no showed, or 70% or whatever, and I was like, what the hell? Like, why are you going over there? Just say no. Like, just tell them no, I don't want to do it. I don't have the time to do it. But don't no show. That's like the shittiest thing you can do.
I can tell you where that comes from. They get this high off showing up somewhere new and dropping a promo, and everybody goes, oh, fuck, who is this? Oh, fuck, that's how they get. And when it actually comes down to actually putting in the work and showing up, and they don't want nothing to do with it, man. They just want that quick pop, and they're out the door. That's their little quick high. It's like the little crack rock. It's like they're a crackhead and they're on the corner begging for $20 to give them a little rock.
Oh, absolutely. I'll get messages from people being like, I only got 3 likes on that, man. I worked my ass off on it. I'm like, that's because you post like 4 promos a day, bro.
Right.
Like, nobody wants to see your ass now.
I
Bill, that's another thing. Sometimes people promo too much.
well,
It's
I
like,
feel like if
go
you
ahead.
put this time and effort for a promo, but yeah, you can't put in the same time and effort for your personal life. I think you need to get away a little bit from social media. Like, take a fucking break and grow.
Mhm.
Oh, it's
Like-
got so bad. Like,
Well, I remember the one incident where someone threw a hissy fit because, you know, Matt Anarchy won the title and shit.
Oh, hell,
you
that
know,
happens all the time. That still happens to this
that
day.
was-
People still swear we're rigging shit for Matt Anarchy. Still to this
And
day.
I'm
Like,
Hey, let me tell you something. I got no ties with Matt, and Matt is badass. I'm not like, he's badass at what he does, and he's
I'm
very
like, and
creative.
I'm like, I
in his
always say
promos.
this. I'm like, did you watch that fucking promo? Yeah. Well, how do you watch his promos and even second guess that he didn't win those matches?
Well, like, this is how
He's
I-
awesome. Yeah, I like Harry's promos too.
if people are this fucking serious to the point where they're trying to basically start an argument on the internet over something that is supposed to be for fun.
Right.
They'll also, like, Matt will beat someone, and that person himself will admit that Matt kicked his ass, and then you'll still have people say they gave that. They'll be in that dude's inbox saying, "Come over here and promo with us. They screwed you over," and the guys will just laugh at them like, "Tommy's not over here screwing none of us over, dude. Like, if anything, this is the best place to promo. There's no fucking drama. They're 100% fair all the fucking time about everything. Tommy's
Very
not taking your fucking title
as
shots."
well.
I mean,
Yeah,
I fucking love it, because I mean, I've seen all the other ones. They're just trying way too fucking hard for something that you're not getting paid for, bitch.
Oh, the worst is the car promos, or the car promos, or the on the lounge chair looking like Jabba the fucking Hutt.
Stop.
Like, come on.
Yeah,
You
so
can show a little bit more effort than that. Like,
that's almost as bad.
That's my thing. I don't like those promos at all.
I don't like people that do promos that way or podcasts. It looks very unprofessional. I'll just leave it at that.
I'm gonna have to get a green screen now.
Oh my god, you're horrible, Trey. That's all I have to say.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get off here. Make sure y'all tune in Sunday. We are gonna hopefully have Josh's Steele's ass. This is twice that the first episode Steele's power went out, and then he didn't even get to show up for this one. So maybe he'll be on episode 3. That we're gonna actually sit down and book WWE's roster from top to bottom, and I mean everybody from NXT to UK NXT. We're actually gonna go through there, and we're gonna make everybody a list. Everyone's gonna get their picks, and we're gonna throw out the people that we don't want. Build a super card and actually end up booking that. After that is over with, we're going to do what if Sting was the third man? That's going to be the next segment on Book 'em. What if Sting was
almost happened?
Man? It almost happened. So then we're going to talk about that, and we're going to also work in a couple more other segments. And the podcast is at an hour 34, but that's also because we've been fucking off a lot. But go ahead and start looking for these podcasts to be about an hour and a half long or so we can get these other segments in. That way we can get a segment. I'm going to try to get a segment for each one of us. I'm going to skip the cold hard facts segment tonight. There's no sense in going into it. Half the rant I was going to do on that segment had to do with the first part of the show, so we'll go ahead and skip out on that.
CM Punk haters. Tells wrong with y'all.
Punk haters. We're going to go ahead and sign off now. I'm going to end us with a commercial break. If y'all two want to stick around, I'll still be in the green room for just a minute.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all join us Sunday. It probably will be at 6-ish, 7-ish, somewhere around that time, because I got the game show at 3, and I'm going toy shopping that morning with Mr. Chris Champion. So.
Oh
yeah.
Good luck. Y'all collectors?
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh shit. Y'all gonna have to get with Zach Bell, man. He has got an outrageous figure collection. It's crazy.
I don't have Patrick collects belts. Basically, I collect toys. That's pretty much how the collection goes. So we go together. But Patrick's got.
I did, man. Then it got out of hand. I'm like, why am I doing this? What's
well? I'm like out of room now, dude. I got Funko stacked on top of each other. Like there's I literally have no room for nothing. So. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Y'all make sure to catch us Sunday at around 6 o'clock. Do not forget the game show will be on at 3 with RYK. He is actually bringing guys on here that we do not see all the time from other pages. let's see what else we got going on. Oh, the pay-per-view is not the 29th. The pay-per-view Mutiny has been moved to the 5th. So if you want to get on the card, make sure you hit me or Patrick Shane up.
You know, one of these days, I'm gonna be a promo artist. I'm gonna be the strongest and toughest one in the world. And then, since I